Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Freshwater Predators coming at you. I'm going to do a little update on my Dovii and my fish room. I've had people ask me questions about the Dovii and what the story is behind that, and I will go ahead and go into that for you guys today. First off, what I'm going to go through and show you is the styro that I got from Gage. When I received the box, it was sitting outside of the cargo facility on the loading dock, inside of a little plastic tub, which had holes in the bottom of that, because obviously the box was leaking. So I ran outside and grabbed my vehicle, and I pulled up to the loading dock, went to grab the box, and the gentleman there was like, "Hey man, that box is going to be heavy." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, man." You know, so I scooped this box up, and I'm thinking, 20-some pounds. But to my surprise, it only weighed a couple pounds, maybe 3. And immediately I knew that there was out of water. So I set the box on the ground and grabbed the knife, cut the box, the lid open, and as soon as I did that, the cardboard fell away. Inside the box, obviously the big bags. There was a crack right here. I'm going to zoom in for you. Goes all the way down the bottom. That whole side's cracked, and then down in here somewhere, it's not a big crack, but it's right along the bottom there, bottom corner. Anyway, so the box was dropped, making the fish poke holes in the bags, big enough to drain all the water out, and since the bottom was cracked, it all ran out the bottom of the box. So when I received the fish, I had a female jag in there and my male Dovii. When I received the fish, I pulled them out of the box, checked the bag, and there was no water whatsoever in the bags. Neither bag. There was barely an inch of water in the styro, on the bottom of the styro. So I'm instantly freaking out, thinking, hey, they're freaking dead. I pulled the fish out, and the fish were still soft. Rigor mortis hadn't set in yet. I figured, I'm like, well, they must have just died. The water ran out. I'm like, it had to have happened right there at that facility, because they're still soft and pliable. So I looked at the fish, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and throw some water in these bags. I cut the bags open immediately, ran into the bathroom at the facility, and filled the bags up with water. The bags were pissing everywhere. I'm like, damn it. So I put the female in with the male, the Dovii, and they're both non-moving, no gill plates moving, no breathing, no attempt. The fish aren't even flinching. Eyes are rolled back in their head. They look like they're dead. To me, I'm thinking they're dead. But I want to see what happens, clean them off with the water. So I put them in a bag together, left them in the bottom of the styro, and put the water in. Filled it up as much as I can. The water was all nasty and cloudy. So I grabbed a bucket, which a 5-gallon bucket I had with me, and filled that with water, brought that back, and threw the fish in there. And that male Dovii was way too big for this bucket. He was all folded in like a taco. And so I changed the water out of the bag, or dumped the water out of the bag, and while they were in the bucket is when I noticed the female jag starting to move. So I'm like, okay, well, I got a sign of life. So I immediately put them back in the bag, thinking the Dovii might have a chance too, and give him a little bit more room. Meanwhile, I'm sitting out in the middle of the parking lot with this box dripping, leaking through. The bag was leaking, draining out. I'm running back and forth with water. I'm like, you know what, screw this. I don't have a bag. I didn't come prepared this time. I'm like, why the hell not? Every time I usually come prepared for these packages. But the first time I don't, go figure. So I asked these guys, I'm like, hey, you got some garbage bags? And I got a few garbage bags, and put them all together, and threw that big bag, a plastic bag here, inside the garbage bags, and so it wouldn't leak, so at least it would hold water. And my fish store is called Alaska Coral Maniacs. They're only 5 minutes from the airport. So I call them up, and I haul ass over there, thinking I can get some fresh water, maybe I can find a bucket or something, or a tote big enough. And they picked this tote up, they had it ready for me, So I get there and they suck water out of one of their already established tanks, and I transfer the Dovii and the Jag. Meanwhile, they are both starting to breathe en route to this fish store. So I'm driving one hand, the other hand I'm holding my Dovii upright because he was laying on his side. He would not turn upright. The Jag is already upright, kind of maintaining her balance. She's doing okay, and waking up. Gage Hypnode, which is tranquilized both these fish before shipment to help them out and transfer. So I get there, I put the Dovii and the Jag in here, I fill it up about halfway, 3/4, and I buy myself a little air pump. This here is a battery operated air pump, and it saved these fish's life. I put this air stone right here directly underneath the Dovii's face, and I live an hour away from the airport. So I mean, if it wasn't for my fish store, huge shout out to those guys who had this stuff ready. Allowed me to get home. The Dovii still on his side. The female Jag is swimming around. And I went to go put them in the tank, and as you can see from the first video I showed you guys, the Dovii was on his side for about a day and a half. And when I say he was dead, there was no pulse, no nothing. I think the cold water that I put in the bag shocked him, like, and it got him going. I mean, I feel blessed, you know. I thank God for that, you know, for giving that fish another chance. I mean, you guys may laugh, but you know, I've been wanting a Dovii for a pretty long time, and I'm very particular on what I want, and that is what I chose out of all the group that he had. And I was going to be really pissed if he didn't make it. Well, these guys are my wild spectabilis pair. There's the male. I just transferred them, so disregard the gravel. This is just a holding tank, a little 30-gallon. These guys are about 6.5 inches. You can see the blues coming. These guys are hungry. Get them to turn for you. And the female, she's in there. These guys are sold. They're getting shipped out Monday or Tuesday. No more spectabilis. Got to make room for my umbi projects. And here's my Wild Fest days. Look at these guys begging. They want food. And the Three Stooges. All the silver dollars. Good times. So I'm very grateful for my Dovii making it. The Jag recovered instantly. The Dovii took about 3 days before he was able to hold himself upright. And in this tank, these guys are my little Haitiensis. I mean, I'm having a hard time focusing with the camera. Maybe I'll step back a little bit more. There's about 20 of them in there. And I wish I could get a better picture. You know, these guys are hungry too. Damn glare. There we go. Oops. That's not bad. I apologize for the glare. My hand ain't doing much. So yes, as far as I'm concerned, that those fish were dead and brought back to life by the grace of God. I've got 4 Stooges in this tank. There's 2 of them. Silver dollars. The other 2 are, there they are. Right there. I bought these 4 separate from that first group. That first group I had for a few years. It worked out great for my dithers. There's my little Haitiensis. F1 and F2 mixed group. I can tell them both apart. I should have some really nice stuff going. And over here is my F1 Jags. That's my boy Reaper. And this one here was sold to me as a female with that bigger male that I sold my buddy. I picked up that female, came in with the Dovii. I just traded him for this one because she was bigger. And I thought this was a female until he brought it over. And it looks male to me, all male. I flipped it over, vented it, looks male. So I got a male Jag for sale if anybody wants him. He's a little stressed out, darkened up, but he's going to be gorgeous. He's got a very beautiful profile. Let's see if I can zoom in on this guy. He'll come around. This is his second day in this, or his first day in this tank. Yeah. He'll look just like this guy. Real close. I've already bonded with him, so that's why he's not going anywhere. And then, right here, here's some little umbies I picked up. These guys are about 2.5 inches. See the freckles on that guy? Come on, focus up. There we go. I got 3 males and 2 females in this group. I got these guys from Umbie King. Highly recommend it. He's got much more Magnum X's. I wanted to get his strain and grow out his strain since I didn't have any males. He sent me some really nice stuff. So I'm looking forward to watching these guys grow out. Let me see what the temperature is in this tank. It's not too bad. I just got a new heater. So I got to check it to make sure it's not going to cook my fish. I've only got one floating thermometer. The stick-on ripped off of this tank a while back. So I got to check it again here. It feels like it's about 80 degrees. Not too bad. Here's some Gorilla Blue Fry F2s. There's probably about 100. Oh no, I'll take that back. There was a couple hundred in here. There's probably 75-ish. Sorry. There we go. So, got some big boys. About 3/4 of an inch. Everybody else about 1/2 inch, quarter. Just a mixed size. And my Midas. There's my female. Let's see. I didn't clean the glass too well in that tank. A couple males in there. That creamsicle's a male. Actually, all 3 of those are males. That bright orange one there, those 2 are male. No, that one there's a female, the one that swam off. There's a male with a black female inside, and a female right there. There's another male. And that one there is gonna be another creamsicle. He's peeling pretty late. These guys are all about 4.5, 5 inches. And then my pride and joy, a big boy, Gorilla's Prime. Look at those lips. There you zoom in, you can see his teeth. He's got some buds right there. He's saying, "Feed me." He's out of his thinking corner and into his hungry corner. You look at that bad boy. Come down here a little bit, maybe I get some better lighting. Oh, and there's a couple of fry that I wasn't able to get previously. There's like 3 or 4 of them in there. And Mrs. Prime. Red freckles all down her back. Like a mohawk of red freckles. Ice blue body. She's ready to spawn again. She's a big girl too. I think I'm gonna keep them divided for another couple months. Put some more size on this boy. And behind me, I moved my wild jags into this tank. The gravel is a little lighter. Hopefully, you know, get their natural colors to come out a little better. Now there's the male. There's Papa. These guys are breeding machines. I had over 1,500 fry last time, and they spawned again as soon as I moved them in here. They've only been in here for a few days. There's the female, and I don't know if I can show you, but yeah, all below her, all that stuff that looks like food waste, that's all fry. All back through here. I got another couple thousand fry. There's Mama. Come on. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Yeah, focus up. There you go. Not even touching the glass, and she's already ready to eat me. Not so much him, just her. He likes to chase his reflection. Very nice. The male's got some purples coming in finally. It's gonna be really nice when he gets bigger. Really nice. That predatorial face. Definitely different from the little male I have. still beautiful nonetheless. Spawning machines. Oop. Zoom in on her. She got a nice side profile. It's a fat little girl. Let's see what she looks like right here. There we go. Yeah, she'll be ready to spawn in no time. So now we'll move over to my Dovies. I did do some moving around. I took the flower pot out of there to give them some more space. The female, these guys are still skittish. The male still likes to hide under his log. I want to pull his log here and see if I can't get a little bit better deal. The female did come over earlier and kind of check him out, but has basically been respecting his log. So I don't know, maybe another day or two before I can get some decent footage for you guys. I apologize. I will get them active. That's not going to be a problem. Even if that means getting rid of everything so they have nowhere to hide. Not a problem. And over here I got some Chuco Godmani, F1 Spectabilis Rio Tapajo. There's a little Feste female of mine. Little wild female that looks like she's going to Tristan Man. That's your female I'm saving for you, Tristan. She's going to be bad to the bone. Bad, dude, I'm telling you. She's pretty aggressive. There's the bigger male Godmani. Let me get some. Come on, zoom in here, man. There we go. This is supposed to be the red freckled cichlids, and I don't see a whole lot of red freckles on them right now. A lot of it has to do with the lighting and the shitty stains on the glass. You can see some of my F1 specs starting to spangle up already behind the ear, down through the lateral line. There's another one right here. I'm keeping 4 of these guys. The rest of the specs are going to the same gentleman who's picking up the wild pair. Come on. This camera does not focus. Wish I had autofocus on it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right there. These guys are hungry. And I'm going to go ahead and get them all fed. And as you can see with the Dovii, I pulled the divider. I think she's good enough to be on her own. He doesn't seem too aggressive. You know, he's one hell of a glass banger already, as you guys can tell. So, everybody hold your breath so you don't scare him away. Come on, there's the female. Stop being a sissy. It's one thing about Dovii you gotta love. Ambush predators. Anything they can hide under, they will. It's kind of why I would have rather grown mine out from smaller, a lot smaller than this. You know, to help get them to be a little more personable and eat everything I give them and grow the way I want them. But I did luck out. This male is only 13, 14 inches, so I will have plenty of time and room to put my own impression on him, my Freshwater Predator stamp of approval. Same with the female. She's already eating. She ate krill last night, Massivore, NLS, so that's good. And once I can get her to get the male's attention, maybe she will help aid in his nutritional eating habits. He does eat night crawlers, so I'm going to go ahead and give him another one tonight to at least keep him fed. These Midas are just used for socializing, dithers, not food, although there's a couple little ones in there that, there's one right there that could be bite size, and the other one's underneath that sponge filter. Oh, I had somebody ask me about my air pumps. Let's see, there's one of my air pumps right there. I bought this from Ken's Fish, not too bad. My second one is back here. That's what I run on my fish room. I don't remember the name. Let's see if I can't get a good name. It's an AP60 air pump. That one there. The other one I think is a 40. I'm going to go ahead and get another 60 and sell this 40. Very quiet. No leaks. Really quiet, as you can tell. You can't even hear it now. And those two pumps right now run all my tanks. You can see it's kind of unorganized. Come this spring, I will be putting all these on double rack stands. Up against that wall there, I'm going to have the 4 foots going against the back wall, and coming out from the 4 foot's going to be my 6 foot tanks. And then right through here, this will be all cleaned up. I'm building two 350 gallon tanks, 8 foot by 3 foot by 2 foot, maybe a little bit more. And so yeah, with that little tank build, I'll keep you guys all posted. It will be this spring when tax returns come in. That'll give me plenty of cash to do what I want to do. I'm very excited. My Dovii pair is going to go in one of the tanks, and my biggest Dovii pair probably going to be. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So that's it for now, guys. Freshwater Predators signing off.